Tonight, as you settle into your space of quiet and comfort, a gentle question arises, a question that has echoed softly through the hearts of many across time and cultures. Why was I born in this body and not another? It's a question wrapped in mystery and wonder, one that doesn't demand an immediate answer, but invites us to listen deeply within. Perhaps you've felt this question linger in moments of stillness, carried on the breath, as you observe your body, your thoughts, your place in the world. Make yourself comfortable now. Adjust your pillow just so. Let your body sink heavy and warm against the bed. Take a slow, full breath in, feeling the cool air fill your lungs. And as you exhale, gently release any tension you carry. The worries, the distractions, the noise of the day. With each breath, feel yourself soften, opening to the quiet space inside. This is your time, a time to explore with kindness and curiosity the unfolding story of your life, the shape it takes, and the deeper truths hidden beneath. Tonight's journey is not about rushing toward answers, but about embracing the mystery with a calm and patient heart. It's about gently peeling back the layers of understanding that obscure the natural flow of your being. You are invited to travel with me through stories and teachings from the Buddha, whose wisdom shines like a lantern, illuminating the path through the questions that have stirred the human spirit for millennia. Together, we will reflect on the subtle patterns of cause and effect known as karma, the quiet architect of our existence shaping the life and body you inhabit now. This journey promises moments of peace and insight, a resting place for the mind, where deep truths can arise softly, like the petals of a lotus opening at dawn. So as your breath continues its steady rhythm, allow your heart to open just a little wider, your mind to relax, and your spirit to prepare for the stories that will come. So before we settle in, feel free to like and subscribe only if this space brings you peace. I'd also love to know where you're joining from and what time it is in your part of the world. Please share in the comments below. Let us begin with the first story, a simple yet profound tale about the nature of action consequence and the gentle unfolding of our lives. Now dim the lights, maybe light a candle or incense, and let's wander into stillness together. Long ago, in a quiet village nestled between vast rice fields and towering mountains, a young boy was born. From the very beginning, his life was marked by fragility. His limbs were delicate, his breath shallow, and pain often visited his small body. As the boy grew, he watched with longing as other children ran freely through the fields. They climbed tall trees, swam joyfully in clear streams, and chased the fluttering birds overhead. But he remained near the shade, wrapped in warm cloths, too weak to join their lively play. In his eyes lived a quiet question that tugged at his heart. Why me? Why was I born this way? One day the village erupted with celebration. The festival brought laughter that danced through the streets. Drums echoed against stone walls, and tables overflowed with abundant food shared by all. Yet the boy sat alone beneath a sprawling tree, watching from afar. An old monk walking slowly through the village noticed the boy's solitude and sat beside him in gentle silence. After some time, the boy found courage to ask, "Venerable sir, why was I born like this? Why not strong like the others?" The monk smiled, not with amusement, but with deep compassion. His voice was soft and steady as he said, "Would you like to hear a story, my child?" The boy nodded, eyes fixed on the monk's calm face. "There once was a tree," the monk began, "whose roots stretched deep into the earth, yet twisted through rocky soil. Its trunk bent in strange ways, and its branches reached out at odd angles. People passing by called it a strange, ugly tree, but birds found rest in its limbs, travelers took shelter in its shade, and when the rain fell, its bark guided the water to nourish the dry earth beneath. The monk looked gently at the boy. "Do you know why the tree grew that way?" The boy shook his head. Because long ago the monk explained a seed fell on rocky ground. Its first roots met stones, not soft soil. Yet it grew not straight or tall, but strong and sheltering. Everything it touched, the soil, the birds, the people, it gave peace. The boy looked down, his eyes softening. "You may not understand why this body is yours," the monk said, "but it is no mistake. It is the fruit of a seed planted long ago. And even if you do not remember planting it, you still have the power to choose how it will grow." "But if I didn't choose this body, then who did?" the boy asked. "The body is shaped by action," the monk replied, "by intention. What you do, think, and say becomes your inheritance. Not as punishment, nor as reward, but as the natural echo of what came before." As you listen to this story, I invite you to settle deeply into its gentle truth. Imagine yourself like that tree, unique in your shape and journey, bending with the winds of circumstance, yet providing shelter, warmth, and life to those around you. Your life, much like that tree, is not a random accident, but an unfolding tapestry woven from countless causes and conditions, some planted long before this moment, others nurtured by your present thoughts, words, and actions. This living process of becoming is continuous and delicate, a dance between what has been and what may yet be. Your body, with all its strengths and vulnerabilities, holds the story of those past seeds, while your spirit quietly tends the roots that sustain you. The story you carry is not fixed. It breathes and grows, influenced by the care you give to yourself and the world. You are both the tree and the gardener, both the seed and the soil. Now take a moment to pause. Bring your attention to your breath. Inhale slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs and energize your whole being. Exhale gently, releasing tension and softening into presence. With each breath, allow yourself to become more aware of the seeds that have been planted in your life, the experiences, choices, relationships, and intentions that have taken root in your heart and mind. What kinds of seeds do you recognize? Are they seeds of kindness, patience, and courage? Or perhaps seeds of fear, doubt, or pain? Whatever they may be, each one has contributed to the person you are today. Some roots have grown deep and strong, anchoring you firmly. Others may be fragile or tangled, requiring your gentle attention and care. Consider also the seeds you are planting in this very moment. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take is a seed that will bear fruit in time, whether in this life or beyond. How might you tend these seeds with mindfulness and compassion? How might you nourish the qualities that bring peace, joy, and freedom, not only to yourself, but to those around you? This reflection is not meant to judge or pressure, but to open a space of curiosity and loving awareness. It reminds us that while our past shapes us, it does not imprison us. We are invited to participate actively in the ongoing story of our lives, choosing how we respond, what we nurture, and where we direct our energy. In the next section, we will gently delve deeper into the Buddhist teaching of karma, a natural universal law that beautifully explains how these seeds and roots come to be. So rest now in this knowing. Like the tree that bends but shelters you too, can grow with grace, resilience, and purpose. The path ahead invites you to explore this living process with gentle eyes and an open heart. As we continue our gentle journey inward, let us begin by understanding a core teaching of the Buddha: karma, the natural law that shapes our lives with a quiet yet profound wisdom. Karma is often misunderstood as fate or punishment, but the Buddha revealed it as simply the natural consequence of our intentions and actions. It is the invisible thread weaving through the fabric of existence, gently guiding the unfolding of our body, mind, and circumstances. Let me share with you a story from a distant village, a story that mirrors the subtle truth of karma. There was once a farmer who tended a vast and fertile field. One year, a young apprentice joined him, eager to learn the ways of the land. The farmer gave him 2 seeds. One was carefully nurtured in a warm, fertile corner of the field, while the other was thrown carelessly into rocky soil. The apprentice watched in confusion as the first seed sprouted quickly, blossoming into a tall, strong plant, while the second struggled, its roots twisted and sparse. The farmer smiled and said, "The soil is like our intentions and actions. The seed grows according to the ground it is planted in, but it is also the care we give it now that matters." This simple parable beautifully captures the heart of karma, the profound law of cause and effect that gently shapes the very fabric of your life. Imagine for a moment your life as a vast sacred garden. Each thought that drifts through your mind, each word spoken softly or sharply, each deed performed, no matter how small, plants a seed within this garden. These seeds lie nestled in the fertile soil of your consciousness, waiting to sprout and grow, eventually bearing fruit that colors your experience of the world. Some of these seeds have been planted long ago, carried silently and invisibly through the river of time. They may have originated in lifetimes past, or perhaps in early moments of this one embedded deep within your being. These ancient seeds influence the body you now inhabit, the temperament you display, the tendencies and habits that feel so familiar and yet mysterious. They weave the subtle patterns of your personality, your health, your joys, and your challenges. Though you may not consciously remember sowing them, their presence is felt like a hidden melody playing softly beneath the surface of your daily life. But alongside these old seeds, new ones are planted with every breath you take, every choice you make in this very moment. Your thoughts, intentions, and actions are like gentle gardeners who decide what new life will grow within your inner sanctuary. With each moment of kindness, patience, or understanding, you sow seeds of peace and compassion that can blossom into radiant flowers of joy and connection. Conversely, moments of anger, impatience, or fear plant seeds that may later yield thorns of suffering and confusion. The Buddha's words resonate deeply here. By oneself is evil done. By oneself is one defiled. By oneself is evil left undone. By oneself is one purified. Purity and impurity depend on oneself. No one can purify another. These words are a powerful reminder that while the seeds of your past have set the stage, the present moment offers a precious opportunity to change the course of your unfolding story. You are not a mere passenger on the journey of life, but an active participant empowered to tend the garden of your being with mindful care. Now, as you sit or lie comfortably, begin to connect with your breath, soft, gentle, and steady. Imagine your breath as the natural rhythm of the seasons, nourishing and renewing your inner garden. With each inhale, draw in healing energy, like the warm sunlight filtering through leaves. With each exhale, release tension, resistance, and the old patterns that no longer serve your growth. As you do this, picture yourself stepping into your garden, walking slowly among the plants and flowers of your life. Pause for a moment and take note. What seeds do you see growing here? Are there vibrant blooms of compassion, patience, generosity, and love flourishing brightly under your gentle care? Or do you notice tangled roots of fear, anger, or sorrow gripping tightly and blocking the flow of light and air. Neither judgment nor blame is needed. Rather, a tender awareness arises, a willingness to acknowledge each part of this garden as it is. In this space of compassionate acceptance, you may find the courage to tend those tangled roots, gently loosening and untangling them with kindness. You might invite new seeds to be planted, seeds of forgiveness, hope, resilience, and joy that will bring forth healing fruit over time. Remember that gardens take time. Growth is a gradual process requiring patience and consistent care. Now gently ask yourself, what seeds am I nurturing today? What intentions will I hold softly in my heart as I move through my day? What qualities do I wish to cultivate within myself, both for my own well-being and for the benefit of others? Hold these questions lightly, allowing them to inspire quiet reflection rather than pressure or expectation. Try this simple meditation to deepen your connection with your inner garden. With every inhale, breathe in calmness, clarity, and the vibrant energy of life itself. With every exhale, let go of resistance, old grudges and patterns that no longer serve you. Feel yourself becoming the gardener of your destiny, responsible, tender, and wise. Know that each choice you make plants a seed that may grow into the fruit of freedom, joy, and peace. As you embrace this understanding, remember that karma is not a cage confining you to fate, but a gentle guide illuminating your path. It is a flowing river, ever moving, ever changing, not a stagnant pond fixed in place. Sometimes the river moves swiftly, other times it meanders slowly. You have the ability to navigate this river with mindful intention, choosing the currents that will carry you toward deeper peace, awakening, and liberation. Recognize, too, that karma is not about blame or punishment, nor about reward or luck. It simply reflects the natural consequences of your intentions and actions, like waves spreading out from a stone dropped into still water. The ripples you create touch yourself and others, shaping not only your present moment, but also the many moments yet to come. This awareness invites a profound freedom, a freedom born not from escaping causality, but from engaging with it wisely. When you see clearly how your choices influence your life's unfolding, you begin to act with greater care, compassion, and clarity. You become the conscious gardener of your soul's journey, planting seeds that nourish your highest potential. As we prepare to continue this exploration, know that the next step will lead us into the flowing nature of the mind itself, the stream of consciousness that carries these seeds moment to moment, life to life. Understanding this will deepen your appreciation of your connection to all things and reveal how transformation and liberation are always within reach. So rest in this knowing for a moment. Feel the grace in your breath, the steady presence within. Your garden is alive, vibrant, and full of possibility, waiting patiently for your mindful touch. Long ago, there was a young monk named Ananda who lived in a quiet forest monastery surrounded by towering trees and whispering winds. Each day, Ananda would walk to a crystal-clear mountain stream that wove its way through the valley below. He often sat on a smooth stone by the water's edge, watching the way the current moved effortlessly over rocks, twigs, and fallen leaves, never stopping, never the same from one moment to the next. One calm morning, as the golden sun spilled softly through the canopy, Ananda noticed a single bright red leaf drifting gently downstream. It floated serenely at first, carried by the current's steady flow, but soon it became caught in a small whirlpool. The leaf spun slowly in circles before breaking free, continuing its peaceful journey along the river. Intrigued by this, Ananda turned to his wise teacher sitting nearby and asked, "Master, why does the leaf move like this? It seems both carried by the current and yet trapped in a circle. How can it be both moving and caught at the same time?" The master's eyes twinkled with warmth as he replied, "Ah, that leaf is much like the mind. It is always flowing, moving from one moment to the next, sometimes caught in patterns and habits, circling around the same thoughts and feelings, yet it never stays still. The river beneath it flows endlessly, shaping the path just as your mind flows through thoughts and emotions. Understanding this flow is the key to freedom." Ananda sat quietly absorbing these words. Slowly he began to see that his mind was not a fixed, unchanging entity, but a dynamic process, a stream where each moment arises dependent on the previous one, shaped by past causes, but also open to new conditions and fresh beginnings. This simple yet profoundly beautiful story reveals one of the central teachings of the Buddha, an insight that invites us to see the mind not as a fixed, unchanging entity, but as a flowing stream, a continuous movement of consciousness carrying the seeds of karma. These seeds are the intentions and actions planted long ago, perhaps in past lives, or earlier in this very existence, that quietly influence the body and mind you now inhabit. Alongside these ancient seeds, new ones are sown with every thought, every word, and every deed you offer in each present moment. There is no permanent self or unchanging soul that holds these seeds within a fixed container. Instead, life unfolds as a seamless, dynamic process where one moment gives rise to the next in an endless, intimate dance of cause and effect. This dance is neither random nor rigid, but fluid, responsive, and full of possibility. The continuity you experience is like a river, flowing, always moving, changing, yet connected through the ever-present current beneath. The Buddha expressed this understanding with a luminous metaphor, offering a vivid image to carry this subtle truth. When one candle lights another, the second flame is not the same as the first, yet it depends upon it. This is how rebirth happens, not as a soul passing from one body to another, but as the continuity of causes and conditions. The flame, while passing along its warmth and light, carries no fixed identity of its own, separate from the original. Likewise, your stream of consciousness flows from moment to moment, life to life, renewing and reshaping itself, yet always intimately connected to what came before. This vision of the mind as a flowing river is deeply liberating. It frees us from the trap of imagining ourselves as a rigid, permanent self, an identity fixed by past mistakes, limitations, or the stories we tell ourselves. Instead, it invites us to embrace the dance of life consciously, understanding that transformation is always possible, that each moment carries the potential for awakening and renewal. We are not prisoners of our past. We are co-creators of our present and future. Now, as you settle gently into this quiet space of presence, bring your attention softly to your breath. Feel the natural rhythm of breathing, the subtle rise and fall, like the ebb and flow of a calm stream. Imagine your mind as that clear mountain river flowing steadily, carrying thoughts and emotions like leaves drifting on the surface, twigs swirling in eddies and small ripples reflecting the light. Notice how your awareness can observe these movements without clinging to any particular thought or pushing any away, simply flowing with the natural current. Take a few slow, mindful moments to ask yourself quietly, what currents or patterns do I notice in my mind right now? Are there whirlpools where certain thoughts or feelings seem to linger, spinning endlessly in circles? Do some worries or habits repeatedly return, like leaves caught in a slow-turning eddy? How might I gently release these patterns without force or judgment, allowing the stream of consciousness to flow freely once again, clear and unblocked. You might try this simple meditation now. With each inhale, breathe in fresh, cool water, pure cleansing energy entering your mind's river, bringing clarity and calm. With each exhale, imagine releasing any stagnant, troubling, or repetitive thoughts, like letting go of debris floating downstream, carried away by the current. Sense your mind becoming more fluid, more open, and more alive with every breath. Feel yourself becoming the gentle guardian of your inner stream, aware of its flow, tending its course with compassion and wisdom. Remember that this stream is not a passive or fixed flow. It carries your karma, your intentions, your habits, your choices, not as a heavy burden or punishment, but as the natural rhythm of existence itself. Karma is the dance of cause and effect unfolding in time, inviting us to awaken to our role in the creation of our experience. It gently reminds us that what we plant today, what seeds we nurture, will shape the fruits of tomorrow, not only for ourselves, but for all beings touched by our actions. As you deepen into this understanding, feel a growing sense of freedom blossoming within. Know that your mind is not a prison, but a vast flowing landscape, a place of possibility, change, and renewal. You are the gentle river guide, the mindful gardener, capable of redirecting your course, tending your inner garden, and cultivating seeds of kindness, peace, and awakening. Every moment is an opportunity to choose a new direction, to plant new intentions, and to shape the unfolding of your life's river with care and love. In the next section, we will gently explore why, despite this continuous flow of consciousness and karma, we do not carry memories of our past lives. We will delve into how this absence of memory deepens our trust in the subtle and invisible workings of karma and rebirth, a trust that does not require proof, but is born from wise reflection and lived experience. For now, rest in this knowing. Feel the river of your mind flowing steadily and softly, inviting peace, awakening, and renewal. With every breath you take, allow yourself to be carried by this current into a deeper understanding of your true nature, ever-changing yet always connected, fragile yet endlessly resilient. As we gently step into the next part of our journey, we are invited to ponder a question that often stirs deep curiosity and sometimes even unease. Why is it that we do not remember our past lives, even though their echoes seem to influence who we are now? How can karma, this invisible thread weaving through our existence, operate across lifetimes if our conscious memory does not hold these previous chapters? To bring this profound question closer to your heart, allow me to share a story from an ancient village nestled in the hills. There was once an elderly woman named Amara, known for her calm wisdom and gentle presence. Though she lived simply, many sought her counsel, believing she held deep understanding of life's mysteries. One evening, a young traveler arrived at her door, troubled and restless. He said, "Amara, I feel weighed down by fears and memories I cannot explain. Sometimes I dream of places I have never been, faces I do not know. I hear whispers of a past life, but I cannot remember. Why is this? How can I be shaped by something I cannot recall?" Amara smiled softly and invited him to sit by the fire. She said, "Let me tell you about the river that flows beneath the mountains." She spoke slowly, painting a picture with her words. Deep beneath those mountains runs a great river. Its waters flow tirelessly, shaping the rocks and valleys over countless years. The river does not carry memories of where it has been, nor does it cling to the stones it passes. Yet its power shapes the land in ways unseen but profound. Just so, the mind carries the flow of karma, not as memories stored like treasures, but as an unseen current shaping who we are. She continued, "If the river remembered every twist and turn it ever took, it might lose its flow. But by flowing without attachment, it nourishes life, carves new paths, and renews itself continually. So too your mind flows forward, shaped by causes beyond conscious memory, but alive in the present moment." This story gently invites us to embrace the profound mystery of the unseen workings within us, the subtle, invisible forces that shape our lives in ways often beyond our immediate perception. It reminds us that the absence of conscious memory does not diminish the power or presence of karma's influence. Karma is not dependent on our remembering. It moves quietly beneath the surface, guiding, shaping, and unfolding our experiences in a sacred dance of cause and effect. Life, then, is not a puzzle to be hurriedly solved all at once with clear answers and immediate understanding. Rather, it is a slow, sacred unfolding, a continuous dance of causes and conditions that reveals itself gradually over time in rhythms and patterns that often elude our direct sight. Each moment offers a glimpse into this unfolding, a chance to see how the past flows seamlessly into the present and how the present seeds the future. The Buddha, in his timeless wisdom, compared our conscious memory to a candle's flame. This flame, warm and bright, illuminates only the space close to it, the small circle of light near the wick. Beyond this glow lies vast darkness, the unknown expanse of things, unseen and unremembered. Our memory functions similarly. It brings into awareness only fragments of our experience, moments near and familiar, while the broader landscape of karmic influence remains hidden in the shadows. Many karmic seeds lie beneath this surface, quietly ripening and waiting. These seeds, planted by actions and intentions from times perhaps far beyond our conscious recall, germinate in the fertile ground of conditions ready to blossom when the moment is right. They influence our tendencies, our habits, our body's constitution, and the very circumstances of our birth, weaving together the fabric of who we are. As you settle now into a gentle meditation, you may choose to close your eyes, inviting the outer world to soften and fade away. Bring your attention to your breath, the gentle rise and fall, the steady rhythm that anchors you in the present. With each inhale, welcome the here and now, fully breathing in the freshness of this moment. With each exhale, release any need to grasp or fully understand. Let go of the pressure to solve the mysteries all at once. Rest in this space between breaths, a place beyond the constraints of time and memory, beyond the compulsion to analyze or control. In this quiet presence, a spaciousness opens up, allowing you to touch the vastness of your own being beyond the fragments held by the mind. Within this stillness, softly invite reflection. How might I live with the wisdom that my past, though unseen and unremembered, shapes me gently but surely? What compassion can I offer to this unfolding process? How might I nurture the seeds of kindness, patience, and awareness in this life, regardless of what I do or do not remember from before? Allow these questions to rest lightly on your heart, not as demands or burdens, but as gentle invitations to deeper understanding. Let this reflection soften your heart and open your mind, creating space for acceptance and love for yourself, for your journey, for the mysteries that enfold you. In this open, tender awareness, you begin to see that the limits of memory do not define the limits of your being. Your true self is vaster than what the mind can hold or remember. It is a living flow of consciousness connected to all causes and conditions, continually renewing and transforming. Know that each moment holds potential, a possibility to sow new seeds that will grow into peace, wisdom, and freedom. The unseen past does not imprison you. Rather, It sets the stage for your present freedom to act with clarity and compassion. In the next section, we will gently explore the delicate balance between karma and freedom, the dynamic interplay between past causes and present choices that shape the path of awakening. May this understanding bring you peace and inspire your continued journey toward awakening. As we move forward on this gentle path of understanding, we come now to one of the most delicate and empowering teachings of the Buddha, the balance between karma and freedom. This balance is a dance between the past that shapes us and the present moment where choice unfolds. It is here that we find the heart of awakening, not in being bound by what has come before, but in engaging fully and wisely with the life that is before us. To bring this teaching to life, let me share a story from a quiet village nestled among rolling hills. There was once a young woman named Mira, known for her radiant smile and gentle heart. Yet Mira carried a heavy burden. She believed her destiny was fixed, trapped by misfortunes that seemed to follow her family for generations. "It is my fate," she would say, "to live in hardship and sorrow." One day, while walking along a riverbank, Mira encountered an old gardener tending to a vibrant garden bursting with flowers of every color. Curious, she approached and asked, "How can you grow such beauty here when the land seems so unforgiving?" The gardener smiled warmly and replied, "The soil holds many stories, some dark and some bright, but it is the care we give now that decides what blooms. The past is like the soil, it influences what can grow, but it does not choose the flowers for you. Your hands, your heart, your intention, these are the gardeners of your life." Mira pondered these words deeply. She realized that while her family's history shaped the soil of her life, she held the power to plant new seeds and nurture new growth. With this awakening, she began to tend her garden with care, choosing kindness over bitterness, hope over despair. This story mirrors the Buddha's profound teaching. Karma is not a fixed, unchangeable destiny etched in stone, but rather a natural unfolding, a dynamic and living process that inherently includes the possibility of freedom and transformation. It gently invites us to release the burden of fatalism, to understand that we are not mere passive victims, swept along helplessly by the weight of our past actions. Instead, we are active participants in the ongoing creation of our experience, empowered with the capacity to shape the course of our lives through conscious choice and mindful intention. Imagine, if you will, a vast ocean stretching beyond the horizon, its surface continuously shifting and changing. The ocean's currents and waves dance in response to the invisible pull of the moon, the force of the winds and the tides, shaped by the Earth's rotation forces vast and beyond the control of any single drop of water. Yet each drop within that immense ocean moves and responds with its own subtle motion. While it is shaped and influenced by the larger flow, it retains the capacity for movement, adjustment, and response in its unique way. So too, our lives are influenced by the currents of karma, past causes, intentions, and actions that ripple through time, sometimes gently, sometimes with great force, shaping the patterns of our experiences, the circumstances into which we are born, the body we inhabit, and the character we develop. But within this flow, within this vast ocean of causes and conditions, there exists a remarkable capacity, the ability to direct our own course with mindful awareness and wise intention. The Buddha beautifully encapsulated this truth when he said, "What we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our life of tomorrow. Our life is the creation of our mind. This statement resonates deeply across the ages, reminding us that while the past unquestionably informs the present moment, it does not irrevocably dictate it. Our present awareness, our conscious choices, and our intentions are powerful seeds that have the potential to cultivate a future, blossoming with peace, compassion, freedom, and joy. Now gently turn your attention inward and reflect upon your own life's vast ocean. What currents carry you? Are there patterns, habits, or inclinations that seem so strong, so inevitable, like powerful tides pulling you relentlessly one way or another? Perhaps you notice tendencies to respond with anger, fear, or doubt, currents deeply embedded in the stream of your being. Yet even amid these seemingly overwhelming forces, recognize that within you lies the ability to navigate these waters, to steer your vessel through the shifting tides with calm awareness, steady presence, and gentle resolve. Try now a simple meditation practice. As you breathe in, draw your attention to the strength and presence of your own will, the radiant light that shines quietly within you, always ready to guide and support your journey. With each inhale, feel this light grow brighter and more steady. As you breathe out consciously, release any feelings of helplessness, resignation, or self-doubt. Allow space within your heart and mind for possibility, for choice, and for the emergence of new ways of being. With each breath, deepen your trust in your own capacity to respond skillfully and with kindness, even amidst uncertainty or challenge. Remember this important truth: freedom is not the absence of influence or limitation. It is not about having a life untouched by past causes or external circumstances. True freedom lies in the presence of choice, the conscious ability to respond, to act with intention, and to cultivate the qualities that lead toward liberation and awakening. Like a gardener tending a plot of earth, you cannot control the weather, the seasons, or the wild growth that may sprout unexpectedly, but you can decide how to tend the soil, what seeds to plant, and how to nurture each plant toward flourishing. So too, you work with the conditions of your life, cultivating thoughts, emotions, and actions that support growth, healing, and freedom. Consider also how even the smallest actions, when performed with mindful attention and heartfelt intention, ripple outward like drops falling into a still pond. Each drop creates circles that expand and touch far beyond its initial point of contact. Similarly, your daily choices, words spoken with kindness, moments of patience or forgiveness, and acts of generosity all contribute to the shaping of your life and the world around you. This teaching of karma, therefore, becomes not a source of fear or fatalism, but an invitation to empowerment, to deep responsibility, and to compassionate action. It reveals that the river of life is always flowing, always open to new direction, and that you are both the traveler and the guide on this journey. As you hold this understanding softly in your heart, may it inspire you to move forward with courage and grace, embracing the fullness of your being and the limitless potential that each moment holds. As we prepare to look deeper, the next section will explore your unique karmic blueprint, how the intricate patterns of past actions and intentions have shaped your body, mind, and life circumstances into a singular expression unlike any other. May this reflection settle gently in your heart as you continue your journey. There's a reason why your life feels like no one else's, why certain patterns repeat, why your joys, your struggles, your natural inclinations feel unique yet mysteriously familiar. The Buddha described this as your karmic blueprint, a deeply personal configuration of past actions and intentions shaping the very foundation of this life. This karmic blueprint is not punishment, nor is it a divine test. It is the unfolding of causes and conditions, millions of them woven together like threads in a vast tapestry. Imagine a loom so fine that even a breath of intention, a flicker of thought, leaves a thread. You are born not into randomness, but into a body, a mind, a time and a place that reflect those countless threads interweaving over lifetimes. Just like an artist cannot begin painting on a blank canvas without some material to start with your birth, into this particular body, with these parents, in this era, with this temperament, is the result of prior brushstrokes across many lives. Not always remembered, but always present. Not always visible, but undeniably alive within you. Your body, its shape, its health, its limitations is part of the design. So is your mind, its leanings, its fears, its gifts, its habits and tendencies. All of it flows from seeds planted before, now ripening into the garden of your present self. Let me share with you a story of a young sculptor named Jatila. In an old village at the foot of a sacred mountain, there lived a boy who was born with only one good hand. His left hand was delicate, twisted at birth, unable even to grasp a spoon. But his right hand was strong, steady, and filled with quiet fire. From a very young age, Jatila would sit by the riverbank and watch the elder artisans carve wood and stone. They worked with swift precision, two hands moving in rhythm chisels, striking stone like poetry. He longed to create beauty too. But the villagers would whisper behind him, "He cannot carve with one hand. Poor boy. He must accept his fate." Even his family discouraged him, gently nudging him toward other trades. But Jatila did not listen to their doubts. He was not angry, not bitter, only still. Deep inside, something pulled him like an echo from another life, a memory without form. With quiet determination, he began collecting smooth stones from the river each day. They were small, rounded by time, and water humble, yet full of potential. Using his strong hand and a makeshift clamp, he designed using his knees and old leather straps he began to carve. The first marks were crude. He broke many stones. His fingers ached. Days turned into months, months into years, and yet he continued. Each morning he bowed to the river. He treated each stone like a sacred being. "You and I," he would whisper, "were born imperfect, but we will shape something beautiful." One day, when Jatila had reached early adulthood, the king of the region passed through the village. His retinue stopped at the temple courtyard, where an offering table had been newly adorned. There, placed humbly at its center, was a stone sculpture, so intricately carved, so balanced in symmetry and grace that even the most skilled sculptors in the palace had never seen its like. "Who created this?" the king asked, his voice filled with wonder. The villagers hesitated, ashamed that none of them had believed in the one who made it. Finally, a child pointed to a young man sitting under a neem tree, quietly polishing another stone. One hand tucked into his robe, one hand moving with fluid purpose. The king approached him and asked, "How did you, with only one hand, create something so perfect?" Jatila bowed and replied softly, "Your Majesty, this hand was shaped by a past I do not remember. But my choice to create beauty with it, that is what shapes my life today." This story of Jatila is not merely a tale to be heard and then forgotten. It is a profound teaching woven into the fabric of our lives. It speaks gently but firmly to the heart of what it means to carry a karmic blueprint. This blueprint, intricate and deeply personal, does not imprison or confine us. Instead, it offers raw material, the very clay or stone from which we sculpt our lives. It presents the challenge and the contrast, the rough edges and the smooth surfaces. It is the stone that waits patiently for the sculptor's touch. Yet, and this is where the true power of the teaching shines through it, is we, through our growing awareness, through compassion for ourselves and others, and through creative effort, that become the sculptors of our own destiny. No matter the shape or condition of the stone, we begin with our choices, our intentions, and our mindful actions shape what it will become. The stone is not separate from us, it is part of us. And within that intimate relationship lies the profound freedom to transform. You too may find yourself here, reading or listening, feeling that you did not choose the precise conditions of your life. Perhaps your health has been a challenge, limiting your body and coloring your days. Perhaps your family story is etched with pain, misunderstandings, or separation, shaping your experience in ways that sometimes feel heavy and unchangeable. Or perhaps your heart carries a weight, a sorrow, a fear, or an uncertainty that you cannot easily name, yet it influences your every step. And yet this is the profound truth: how you meet those conditions, how you decide to engage with the stone you have been given, how you choose to carve meaning, beauty, and purpose into your life. That is where your freedom truly lives. You are both the sculptor and the stone. Pause now. Take a moment with this thought. Where do your thoughts drift when the noise of the world quiets and you are left alone with yourself? What emotions rise and fall like waves on a shore? What themes and stories return again and again, weaving through your dreams, coloring your relationships, echoing in your deepest longings? These are not accidents or meaningless repetitions. They are the whispers of your karmic blueprint, echoes from past lives, from long-forgotten moments, from seeds planted long ago, now calling you toward insight, integration, healing, and growth. And so with this understanding, let us practice together now in this moment of quiet reflection. Find a comfortable place to sit. Allow your shoulders to relax and soften. Let your breath find its natural rhythm, neither forced nor shallow, but calm and steady. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, the gentle expansion and contraction of your belly. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine your life as a mandala, a sacred circular design unfolding beautifully from the very center of your being. Each breath you take, each thought that arises, each action you perform adds to this intricate pattern. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. Every stroke contributes to the unfolding of your unique design. As you observe this mandala forming, ask yourself gently with kindness and curiosity, what energy am I weaving into this design? What qualities do I wish to strengthen? Is it patience that you wish to cultivate? Compassion, clarity, courage? Remember, there is no need to rush toward fixing or perfecting anything. Simply observe. Allow your awareness to deepen naturally. Let kindness be your guide and your breath be your anchor. The Buddha once taught, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This powerful truth reminds us that each moment lived with mindful awareness is a moment where we reshape the world from the inside out. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, all ripple outward, touching not only your own life, but also the lives of others. Let this knowing fill you deeply. You are not broken. You are not incomplete or less than. You are becoming an ever-unfolding expression of possibility, resilience, and grace. You are not here to erase your past, not to deny the hardships, the mistakes, or the sorrows you have carried. Instead, you are here to transmute it, to honor it as part of your journey, to learn its lessons, and ultimately to rise with it like a phoenix, transforming the ashes into light. This unfolding is your path. It is the sacred work of a lifetime, a story of transformation, written not just in the stars, but in the daily choices you make. Every breath, every moment holds the possibility to deepen your understanding, to soften your heart, and to live more fully in alignment with your highest truth. And so, as we prepare to move forward, may this reflection rest gently with you as you continue along your journey. As we gently move forward on this contemplative path, we arrive at an understanding that deepens our view of karma beyond the individual. We are invited to reflect on collective karma, the shared patterns and conditions that arise from the intertwined actions of communities, societies, and even entire nations. Just as your unique karmic blueprint shapes your individual life, so too does collective karma influence the world you live in, the environments you move through, and the shared experiences you participate in. Imagine a vast forest where each tree stands alone, yet also grows in relation to countless others. The health of the forest depends not only on the strength of individual trees, but on the soil they share, the water that flows through, and the air they breathe. When the soil is rich and the water pure, the forest flourishes. When polluted or disturbed, even the strongest trees suffer. To illuminate this, let me share a story from a village nestled in the shadow of great mountains. Long ago, this village thrived beside a clear flowing river. The people lived in harmony with the land, planting crops, raising families, and celebrating the seasons. But as years passed, the villagers began to quarrel among themselves. Greed and anger grew, and the river's waters started to turn murky from waste and neglect. The elders warned that the river's health was connected to their own well-being. "If the river dies, we will all suffer," they said. But the divisions deepened, and many ignored the warnings. One young girl named Lila, known for her gentle heart and quiet strength, felt the pain of the village's disharmony deeply. She began gathering children and adults alike to clean the riverbanks, to plant trees along the water's edge, and to share stories of respect and care. Slowly, as the villagers worked together, the river began to clear. Fish returned, the crops grew again strong and sweet. The village healed. This story reveals a profound truth about the nature of collective karma, how the actions, intentions, and energies of many individuals intertwine to shape the environments, cultures, and communities we live within. It shows us that our lives are not isolated threads, but part of a vast, intricate tapestry woven together by countless hands, hearts, and minds. When kindness, responsibility, and awareness guide the hearts of many, the whole system can begin to heal and flourish. Conversely, when selfishness, neglect, or harmful intentions prevail, the suffering spreads, touching all connected beings, environments, and societies. The Buddha deeply understood this interconnectedness. His teachings emphasize the principle of mutual interdependence, reminding us that no one exists in true separation. Every action we take sends ripples outward, inevitably impacting others, just as we are affected by the actions of those around us. The suffering of one is tied inextricably to the suffering of all. Likewise, the potential for liberation and awakening belongs to every being connected in this vast web of life. Pause and reflect on the communities to which you belong, the family that nurtures you, the neighborhood you walk through, the city or town where you live, the nation whose history and culture surround you, and the global community of beings sharing this planet. Each of these layers is infused with collective karma, a shared legacy of actions, intentions, and consequences that create the conditions for life. This shared karma influences your experience deeply, shaping opportunities, challenges social norms, and even the air you breathe. Consider for a moment how these shared karmic conditions manifest in daily life. Perhaps the values and behaviors you see in your community reflect the collective past, both the beautiful and the painful. Perhaps the social injustices, environmental struggles, or tensions in your society are echoes of actions long ago made manifest through collective karma. Yet within these challenges also lie seeds of hope, resilience, and change, planted by the compassionate and mindful actions of countless individuals over time. Ask yourself gently, in what ways do I participate, whether knowingly or unknowingly, in sustaining these collective patterns? How do my actions, thoughts, and attitudes contribute to the well-being or suffering of my community and the world? And perhaps more importantly, in what ways can I transform these patterns through conscious, compassionate living? Let us now practice a meditation together, allowing these questions to settle softly in the heart. Close your eyes gently if you feel comfortable doing so, and take a deep breath in. With this inhale, invite awareness of the collective web of life to feel the threads that connect you with others near and far, seen and unseen. Sense the lives intertwined with yours, the shared joys and struggles, the hopes and fears that ripple through communities and across borders. As you exhale silently, send out wishes of peace, healing, and freedom to all beings caught in cycles of suffering, those you know and those you do not, those close to you and those in distant lands. Let your breath carry these intentions with tenderness and strength. Sit for a moment in this expansive awareness. Notice how it feels to be part of something so vast, so alive, and so deeply interconnected. Now, reflect softly. What small action can I take today that might contribute to healing and harmony, not only within myself, but also in my family, my community, and the wider world? How might my words, my kindness, my willingness to listen, or to help become part of the collective weaving of compassion? This meditation is an invitation to recognize that while our personal karma is powerful and significant, it is not separate from the larger tapestry in which it is woven. Our awakening is not solely a solitary journey inward, but a shared path, one of healing, compassion, transformation, and collective awakening. As we carry this understanding gently forward, we open ourselves to the deep responsibility and opportunity we hold as participants in the ongoing dance of karma. We become not only caretakers of our own inner garden, but stewards of the world's well-being. May this reflection settle softly in your heart as you continue this sacred journey. As we step gently into this next part of our journey, we turn our mindful attention to a truth the Buddha held as precious and profound: the unique opportunity of being born human. In the vast cycles of existence among countless forms of life, the human birth is considered exceptionally rare, a moment charged with the potential for awakening, transformation, and liberation. Imagine the universe as an immense forest filled with myriad trees of every shape, size, and age. Each tree represents a different form of life, some rooted firmly, others swaying softly in the wind, some towering above the rest, others barely seedlings. Among this rich diversity, the human tree stands at a special vantage point, its branches reaching toward the light of awareness, its roots entwined with the earth of possibility. Why is human birth so precious? Because it is the meeting place of intelligence and opportunity. Humans possess a unique balance, the capacity to experience suffering and joy deeply, to reflect upon life's mysteries, and to consciously choose the path forward. This precious balance is the doorway through which awakening can enter. The Buddha said, "Not by birth alone does one become a human being. Rather, one's actions, one's way of living, one's mind determine humanity." Human birth is not a guarantee, it is an invitation. An invitation to live fully awake, to walk the path of wisdom and compassion with open eyes and an open heart. To illuminate this, allow me to share a story. In a small village nestled between the mountains and the sea, there lived a young boy named Sumantra. From early childhood, Sumantra was fascinated by the world around him, the rustling of leaves, the colors of the sky at dusk, the stories told by the elders. Yet he was also burdened with questions and fears, struggling to find his place. One day, a wandering monk visited the village. Seeing the boy's restless spirit, the monk invited Sumantra to accompany him on a walk through the nearby forest. As they walked beneath the canopy, the monk pointed to a rare flower blooming amid the dense undergrowth, a flower that only blossomed after years of hidden growth beneath the soil. This flower, the monk said softly, is like your human birth. It is rare and precious because it carries within it the chance to open fully, to awaken to the light after long preparation. Many beings exist in this forest, but only a few have the conditions to bloom like this flower. Sumantra listened, his heart stirring with hope. The monk continued, "Your birth is not just a body or a life. It is a unique opportunity to see clearly, to learn deeply, and to transform your journey. This chance does not come again easily, so cherish it, nurture it, and walk your path with courage." The boy carried these words within him, and though his questions remained, they were now accompanied by a quiet resolve to live fully, to awaken fully, to honor the rare gift he had received. This story reminds us that human birth is not merely a biological happenstance, a random crossing of chromosomes or a chance joining of parents, but a sacred moment imbued with profound possibility and deep significance. It is a precious doorway, a unique convergence of conditions that allows for awareness, reflection, and transformation unlike any other form of existence. To be born human is to be offered a rare gift, the capacity not only to experience life, but to awaken within it, to recognize the patterns that shape us, and to step consciously onto a path of growth and liberation. This awareness calls us to awaken, to open our eyes and hearts to the preciousness of this gift, to recognize that the life we now hold is not an accident or a mere blip in the vast ocean of existence. It is a call to responsibility, not in the sense of burden, but as an opportunity to take ownership of the path ahead. With awareness comes the power to choose to cultivate and to shape the course of our journey with intention and wisdom. Now, as you settle into this moment, take a deep breath. Feel the air flowing into your lungs, nourishing your body, animating your cells. With each inhale, feel the gift of this human life entering your body, the steady rhythm of your heartbeat, the gentle pulse of your presence. With each exhale, release any doubts or fears that may whisper, "You are not enough," or "You cannot walk this path." Let these doubts dissolve into the vastness of your breath, carried away like leaves on a flowing stream. Know deeply, even if only for this moment, that simply by being here, breathing, existing, aware, you have received a profound opportunity. The very fact of your human birth situates you at a crossroads of possibility, a place where awareness can arise and the seeds of awakening can be planted and nurtured. Allow yourself now to sink gently into a meditation. Find a quiet place where your body feels supported and safe. Sit comfortably, perhaps, with your hands resting softly in your lap palms, open or folded with gentle ease. Close your eyes if that feels right for you. Begin to tune in to the sensations of your body, the weight of your presence grounding you to the earth beneath, steady and unwavering. Feel the fragility of your human form, the delicate balance of bones, muscles, breath, and life energy. At the same time, sense its resilience, the remarkable capacity to adapt, heal, and endure. Recognize that this body, this mind, this life, though limited in form, carries within it a boundless potential for growth, understanding, and transformation. As you breathe silently, repeat these affirmations to yourself, allowing each one to resonate deeply within your heart. I am grateful for this human life. I embrace this chance to awaken. I walk with compassion and clarity. Let these words settle softly in the quiet spaces of your being. Feel their truth weaving gently through your thoughts and feelings. Let them remind you that your journey is uniquely yours, precious, unfolding, and deeply meaningful. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Countless others have walked before you, each with their own struggles and triumphs, their own shadows and light. Their stories echo in the shared human experience, offering guidance and companionship. And just as importantly, your story adds a vital thread to the vast tapestry of life, a thread no one else can weave. As you nurture this awareness, invite a sense of gratitude to arise, not only for the gifts, but also for the challenges. Both are teachers. Both are part of the sacred dance that shapes our growth. Gratitude opens the heart and softens resistance, allowing wisdom and compassion to take root. In the coming moments and days, carry this reflection with you. Let it inspire a determination, a gentle yet firm resolve to live each day with intention, to recognize the power held within each moment to create new karma. Each choice, each act of kindness, each moment of mindfulness plants seeds that will nourish your path toward peace and awakening. May this reflection inspire a deep well of gratitude and a steady flame of determination within you as you continue along this sacred and beautiful journey. As we continue along this gentle path of insight, we come to a liberating truth, the freedom to create new karma now. While our past shapes the present, it does not imprison us. Each moment holds a fresh opportunity to choose to act and to plant seeds that will bear fruits of peace, wisdom, and compassion in our unfolding journey. Imagine standing in a vast field at dawn. The soil beneath your feet holds the imprint of seasons past, droughts, and rains, storms, and sun, but the new day stretches before you, fresh and untouched. With every step, you have the power to cultivate this field to nurture new growth. The past has shaped the soil, but it does not dictate what you can sow today. To illuminate this truth, let me share a story about a man named Raji. Raji was born into a family burdened with hardship. His childhood was marked by loss and struggle, and the village often whispered that his fate was sealed by the misfortunes of his ancestors. From a young age, Raji felt weighed down by this legacy, believing he had little power to change his path. One day, weary from life's challenges, Raji wandered to the edge of a vast desert. The sands stretched endlessly dry and unforgiving. He sat beneath a lone tree, its branches sparse but reaching toward the sky. As he rested, an old traveler approached and sat beside him. The traveler said, "This desert may seem endless and barren, but each dawn brings the chance for a single seed to sprout. What will you plant?" Raji looked at the dry ground, doubting. "I have only hardship behind me. How can I grow anything new?" The traveler smiled kindly. "Your past is the soil, not the seed. You hold the power to plant anew, to nurture what you desire to become." Inspired by these words, Raji returned home and began small acts of kindness, helping neighbors, caring for the sick, learning new skills. Slowly, his life began to change. Opportunities arose, relationships healed, and hope blossomed where despair once reigned. This story gently reminds us of a profound and comforting truth, our karmic history. while it has prepared the fertile ground of our current life. The body we inhabit, the tendencies of our mind, and the many circumstances surrounding us does not irrevocably determine the course of our future. It shapes the soil, yes, but the seeds we choose to plant and nurture from this moment forward remain within our hands. This distinction lies at the very heart of karma's true meaning. It is not a doctrine of fatalism or helplessness, but rather a dynamic interplay, a living dance between cause and effect, between the influences of the past and the creative freedom of the present. Karma invites us to take responsibility for this delicate balance, understanding that while the past informs our present conditions, it does not imprison or fix us in place without hope. The Buddha emphasized this wisdom repeatedly in his teachings, pointing to the power that lies within self-mastery. He said, "Though one should conquer 1,000,000 men in battle, yet he who conquers himself is the greatest of conquerors." This conquering is not about domination over others, but about the mastery over one's own mind and heart. It is the ability to choose skillful actions over harmful reactions, to cultivate virtues such as patience, compassion, and wisdom, rather than succumb to impulses born of ignorance or fear. This mastery is the key to liberation, the opening of the heart and mind to freedom beyond the bondage of past causes. With mindfulness and compassion as your guiding companions, you can begin the profound work of transforming old patterns. Anger, which may have long taken root in your mind, can be met with patient understanding. Fear can be softened and replaced with courageous presence. Ignorance, the fog of misunderstanding, can be lifted by the light of wisdom and insight. Each intentional choice you make, no matter how small or subtle, creates a new ripple in the river of your life. These ripples gently redirect the flow of your existence toward awakening and liberation, carving new pathways where once there may have been only stagnation or suffering. Let us now pause for a moment of quiet reflection and practice a simple meditation together. Find a comfortable seat or resting position. Close your eyes if you wish, and bring your awareness gently to your breath. Feel the natural rise and fall of your belly or chest, the effortless flow of air moving in and out. With each inhale, invite your awareness fully into the present moment, the only moment truly available to act with awareness and intention. With each exhale, release any regrets clinging to the past or anxieties gripping the future. Allow these burdens to dissolve, even if just for a moment, into the spaciousness of your breath. Now softly ask yourself with kindness, what new seed of kindness, courage, or understanding can I plant today? How might I nurture this seed with care, not only in my thoughts, but also through my words and actions? What small, intentional step can I take that honors my path toward healing and awakening? Remember, this practice is not about achieving perfection or instantaneous transformation. It is about presence, the gentle, continuous awareness of each moment and its unfolding possibilities. It honors the deep power that you hold right now in this very breath to influence and shape the trajectory of your life and the lives of others. Freedom, then, is not found in trying to escape karma or denying the past, but in engaging with karma consciously and skillfully. It arises through making choices that cultivate harmony within yourself and in the world around you. Each mindful step you take, each compassionate thought you foster, each courageous action you embody, is a step toward the blossoming of your true nature, the radiant essence that has always been present beneath the surface of conditioning. Beyond the realm of individual choice, it is important to consider also the collective impact of our mindful actions. Each kind gesture, each moment of patience, and every act of compassion adds to a shared field of karma that shapes our communities, societies, and the world at large. These acts, though they may feel small or isolated, send out ripples that extend far beyond what we might immediately perceive. They touch lives, shift collective energies, and contribute to a greater wave of healing and awakening. In moments when doubt or struggle arise, when the weight of the past feels heavy, or the path forward seems unclear, return gently to this enduring truth. The present moment is a sacred opportunity. No matter how dense the shadows of your past may seem, you possess within you the capacity to plant seeds that nurture peace, joy, and freedom. Your life is not a captive of yesterday's mistakes or misfortunes, but is illuminated by the clear light of your conscious choices today. As we step deeper into our exploration of karma and freedom, we come to a pivotal moment, one that touches the heart of our spiritual journey, the practice of letting go of blame and embracing responsibility. At first glance, these might seem contradictory. How can releasing blame, which often feels like surrender or passivity, also mean stepping fully into responsibility, an act that requires courage and engagement? In reality, these two practices are inseparable and deeply transformative. Letting go of blame frees us from the heavy chains of resentment, bitterness, and victimhood emotions that imprison the heart and cloud the mind. When we release blame, we clear a space within ourselves where healing and growth can arise. Embracing responsibility, then, is the natural and powerful next step, standing fully in our power as conscious creators of our present and future lives. Blame is a natural response to suffering. When things go wrong, or when we experience pain, whether caused by others, ourselves, or circumstances beyond our control, it is easy to seek someone or something to hold responsible. We look outward and inward, searching for reasons why we suffer. This impulse to assign fault is understandable. It arises from a deep desire to make sense of chaos and to protect ourselves from harm. Yet the Buddha taught us to look more deeply. He invited us to turn inward with honesty and compassion, recognizing that blame, though understandable, can become a trap. Clinging to blame feeds the fire of anger, bitterness, and separation. It consumes precious energy and attention that could otherwise be directed toward healing and awakening. Holding on to blame can bind us to the past, preventing us from moving forward. Consider the image of holding a hot coal in your hand, expecting it to harm another. The burning pain you feel is a direct result of your own grip. Similarly, blame often harms the one who holds it more than the one it is directed at. It narrows the heart and blinds the mind, keeping us locked in cycles of suffering and resentment. Embracing responsibility, however, is not about self-blame or harsh judgment. It is a compassionate acknowledgement of our ability to respond skillfully in the present moment. Responsibility is the recognition that regardless of past causes or external conditions, we have the power to choose our thoughts, words, and actions now. It is the courageous acceptance that our freedom lies in how we engage with life, how we cultivate virtue, kindness, patience, and wisdom in ourselves and in our relations with others. To illuminate this balance, let me share a story about a woman named Annika. Annika lived in a small village carrying a heavy burden of loss, betrayal, and loneliness. For many years, her heart was weighed down by blame. She blamed others for her pain, and at times blamed herself for the hardships that seemed endless. This blame colored her days with bitterness and shadowed her relationships with fear and distrust. One day, a wise elder monk came to the village and spoke gently to Annika. He invited her to sit with him by the flowing river. As they watched the water move steadily downstream, the monk said, Annika, blame is like holding a burning coal. It scorches your hand, and yet you expect it to harm someone else. What would happen if you let it go and held a flower instead? At first, Annika hesitated. Letting go of blame felt like losing something familiar, even if painful. But the monk's words planted a seed of possibility within her. Slowly, she began to loosen her grip on blame, first toward others, then toward herself. She started small acts of kindness, caring for a neighbor, offering a smile to a stranger, practicing forgiveness in her heart. Over time, her bitterness softened, replaced by a gentle strength. Her relationships began to heal, and hope blossomed where despair once ruled. Annika discovered that letting go of blame opened the door to freedom, and embracing responsibility invited her to step fully into her power as a healer of herself and her community. This story mirrors the universal path we all face. Liberation begins with releasing blame and awakening to responsibility. It calls us to cultivate compassion for ourselves and others, recognizing that everyone carries their own burdens shaped by karma, yet none are condemned to remain trapped there. Now let us come together in a meditation to embody this truth. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes softly if you wish. Bring your attention gently to your breath, the natural rise and fall steady and calm. With each inhale, invite openness and acceptance. With each exhale, release tightness, resistance, and tension held in your body and mind. Silently repeat these intentions to yourself. I release the burden of blame. I open my heart to compassion. I embrace my responsibility to heal and grow. Feel these words settling softly within. Notice how your body feels lighter, your chest more open, your mind more at ease. Reflect quietly. Where in my life am I holding blame that no longer serves me? How might I open to forgiveness both for others and for myself? How can I step into responsibility with courage and kindness? Know that this is a process, a gradual unfolding, not an instant transformation. Compassion for yourself is the foundation upon which all growth rests. As you carry this awareness forward, you create fertile ground for freedom, healing, and transformation to flourish in your life. Beyond this personal journey, consider how releasing blame and embracing responsibility ripple outwards, how they nurture peace and understanding within families, communities, and societies. Each act of forgiveness, each choice to respond with kindness rather than anger, contributes to healing the collective karma we share. May this reflection rest gently within your heart as you continue this sacred journey. As we continue on this path of mindful living, we arrive now at a deeply practical and beautiful truth: the power to plant seeds of good karma through our daily actions. Each moment presents countless opportunities to speak, to act, to think. And with each choice, we shape not only our own journey, but also the world around us. Imagine a quiet garden at dawn. The air is crisp, dew clings to petals and leaves, and the soil is soft, ready to receive new seeds. The gardener moves slowly and lovingly, selecting seeds with care, placing them gently in the earth, covering them with soil, and watering them with attentive hands. This patient tending is not rushed or forced. It is steady, deliberate, and full of hope. In much the same way, your daily actions are the seeds you plant in the garden of karma. Words spoken with kindness, moments of generosity, acts of patience, and even silent prayers of goodwill all become the nutrients that help your inner garden flourish. Each positive action ripples outward, creating waves of healing and joy, far beyond what you may immediately see. Let me share a story that beautifully illustrates this truth. In a small mountain village, there lived an elderly woman named Mira. she was known for her gentle smile and quiet wisdom. Though she owned little Mira, gave generously not only of her possessions, but of her time and love. Each morning she would walk through the village, offering fresh water to the animals, helping children tie their shoelaces, or simply greeting everyone with warmth. People often asked Mira, "Why do you give so much when you have so little?" She would reply softly, "In this life, what we give is the seed we plant. Even the smallest kindness can grow into a great tree of peace." One harsh winter, a great storm struck the village. Many homes were damaged, and food became scarce. But because of Mira's kindness, the villagers rallied together. They shared what they had cared for one another and rebuilt stronger than before. Her small daily actions had woven a network of care and resilience that sustained the community through hardship. This story gently reminds us that planting seeds of good karma is not about grand gestures or heroic acts that capture the world's attention. It is not about dramatic transformations or sudden revelations alone. Rather, it is in the consistent mindful choices we make in the quiet moments of everyday life that the deepest and most lasting transformation truly takes root. Each small act of kindness, patience, or generosity adds a precious drop to the vast ocean of positive karma, nurturing the garden of our soul. The Buddha taught with profound simplicity that even a simple act of generosity performed with a pure and sincere heart can purify the mind and bring great benefit to ourselves and to those around us. This teaching reminds us that no act of goodness is too small, no gesture too insignificant. A smile shared with a stranger, a kind word spoken in passing, a helping hand extended without expectation, these seemingly modest deeds ripple outward with far-reaching effects. Similarly, the cultivation of patience when provoked, the practice of speaking truth gently yet honestly, or the nurturing of loving kindness even in silence, all sow seeds that bloom into future happiness and peace. These are the quiet virtues that build the foundation for lasting joy and harmony. They soften the hardened places within us and invite a gentle opening toward ourselves and others. To engage with this truth more deeply, let us pause for a moment and try a meditation together. Find a comfortable position sitting or lying down, whatever feels most natural for you. Close your eyes softly and begin to breathe deeply, letting your breath find its own natural rhythm. With each inhale, invite a sense of calm and presence. With each exhale, release tension and distraction. Now bring to mind a simple act of kindness that you have done recently or one you wish to do. It might be something as small as holding a door open, offering a listening ear, or sending a note of gratitude. Picture this act as a tiny seed, round and full of potential, resting gently in the rich soil of your heart. See yourself planting this seed with care and tenderness. Visualize watering this seed with your attention, your intention, and your love. Watch as the seed begins to sprout delicate shoots pushing upward toward the light. It grows leaves, reaches for the sun, and slowly transforms into a flourishing plant, strong and beautiful. This image is a living reminder that the smallest acts nurtured consistently can blossom into profound sources of healing and happiness. Reflect now on how these small acts accumulate like drops of rain filling a river, forming a garden of virtue and peace within you. Each seed planted with awareness strengthens the soil, prepares the ground for future growth, and enriches the landscape of your life. Consider also how the challenges and difficulties you face may serve as rich compost for this inner garden. Just as a farmer embraces both the sun and the rain, the warmth and the storm, so too, can you learn to accept life's dualities as essential to your growth. Pain, sorrow, and hardship, though difficult, can nourish wisdom, compassion, and resilience when met with mindful awareness and openness. In this way, even hardship becomes fertile ground for transformation. Like a seed buried beneath the earth, it may seem dark and hidden, but within it lies the promise of new life. When you approach difficulties with patience and kindness toward yourself and others, you create space for healing to emerge. The very experiences that once caused suffering can become teachers, guiding you toward greater understanding and awakening. As you move through your day, carry this vision within you. Let it inspire you to be conscious of each word you speak, each gesture you offer, and each thought you nurture. Remember that every choice, no matter how small or unseen, contributes to the unfolding of your life's garden. Even the tiniest seed planted with care has the potential to blossom into profound beauty and joy. This practice invites a lifelong commitment, not to perfection, but to presence. It calls us to live awake and aware, embracing each moment as an opportunity to sow seeds of kindness, patience, and wisdom. In doing so, we participate fully in the sacred process of awakening, becoming both gardeners and blossoms of the world. As we prepare to move onward, the next section will explore the practice of meditation and reflection as powerful tools to nurture awareness of karma and the self. Through these practices, we deepen our journey toward awakening, learning to observe our inner landscape with clarity, compassion, and peace. May this reflection settle softly within your heart as you continue your sacred path. We now turn inward to the deep practice of meditation and reflection, two powerful and interwoven tools that cultivate awareness of karma and self-supporting our journey toward awakening. These practices invite us to pause amidst the busyness of life, to sit gently with ourselves, and to observe with curiosity, kindness, and clarity the subtle workings of mind and heart that shape every moment of our experience. Meditation is much more than mere relaxation or temporary escape from the world's demands. It is a profound invitation to meet reality fully, to become a compassionate witness to the flow of thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions as they arise and fade. Through this, witnessing without clinging or aversion, we begin to glimpse the habitual patterns rooted deep within our consciousness, patterns born from the seeds of past actions, experiences, and intentions. These are the karmic tendencies that color our present moment. Reflection likewise invites a gentle turning inward, a mindful inquiry that illuminates the roots of our suffering and joy, the causes of our behaviors and choices. This thoughtful examination fosters insight, allowing us to understand karma not as a rigid deterministic law, but as a living, dynamic process with which we can engage skillfully. Through reflective practice, we open the door to transformation and liberation. Let me share a story that beautifully captures the essence of this journey. In a quiet monastery nestled among ancient whispering trees, there lived a monk named Aaron. Aaron had devoted many years to meditation practice, yet he often felt restless, distracted by doubt and uncertainty. One day, his teacher invited him to step outside and observe a simple object, a single leaf floating gently on the surface of a serene pond. Aaron watched as the leaf drifted slowly, with the current sometimes carried by a soft breeze, other times resting calmly in still water. The teacher's voice came softly. "Your mind, Arun, is like this leaf. Thoughts and feelings arise, move, and pass away. Your task is not to control the leaf, but to observe its journey with calm, gentle attention and an open heart." Inspired by this simple yet profound metaphor, Aaron deepened his meditation practice. he learned to watch the movements of his mind with increasing patience, observing anger flare like sudden gusts of wind, anxiety ripple like unsettled waters, and joy bloom like the sun's warm light on the leaf. Rather than becoming entangled in these mental states, Aaron began to cultivate a spacious awareness that allowed these phenomena to arise and pass without resistance or grasping. Through this mindful observation, Aaron discovered a new kind of freedom, not by altering the leaf itself, but by changing his relationship to it. This story beautifully encapsulates the essence of meditative practice as it relates to the unfolding and transformation of karma within our lives. Meditation invites us into a sacred space where mindful awareness becomes the light illuminating the subtle workings of our mind and heart. Through the cultivation of this awareness, we develop the ability to recognize the seeds of karma not as distant or abstract concepts, but as living forces that sprout into thoughts, feelings, and habitual patterns in the present moment. These karmic seeds arise naturally, often unnoticed, shaping how we react to the world, how we relate to ourselves and others. With gentle attention, we begin to see clearly the choices that lie before us in every moment to nurture these patterns and allow them to grow, or to meet them with kindness and let them gently dissolve. This process is neither sudden nor forced. It is a delicate, patient unfolding where wisdom guides each step and compassion holds us tenderly through challenges and insights alike. Let us practice this now together. Find a comfortable seat or resting position that allows your body to settle with ease and dignity. If it feels right, close your eyes softly, letting the external world fade gently into the background. Bring your attention naturally and effortlessly to your breath, the simple, steady rhythm of inhalation and exhalation, the rise and fall of your belly or chest. Allow yourself to rest fully in this present experience, anchoring your awareness in the flow of the breath. As you sit in this stillness, thoughts and sensations will arise, images from the mind, feelings from the heart, sounds from the surroundings. Imagine these phenomena as clouds drifting across a vast open sky. Watch them come and go, acknowledging their presence without judgment, without clinging or resistance. You do not need to hold on to any particular thought nor push any away. With each exhale, imagine releasing any tension, resistance, or self-criticism that you may be carrying. Allow your mind and body to soften, expanding into spaciousness and ease. Now softly invite a gentle inquiry into your awareness. What habitual patterns am I noticing in my mind and heart? Where do I see tendencies that may no longer serve my well-being? Let this question rest quietly within you without the pressure to find immediate answers. Simply be present with whatever arises, images, feelings, sensations, memories, welcoming them with open curiosity and gentle acceptance. As you deepen this meditative practice, you nurture the seeds of wisdom and freedom within yourself. You become able to discern skillful actions, those that lead to peace, harmony, and awakening from unskillful ones that perpetuate suffering and confusion. You begin to recognize subtle habits that have shaped your reactions and beliefs patterns that may have been invisible before. Simultaneously, you see the seeds of virtue, patience, kindness, courage, and clarity that have long been growing quietly beneath the surface. Through this ongoing mindful observation and reflection, the flow of karma within you is gently transformed. Old patterns lose their grip, new possibilities emerge, and the heart opens to a deeper sense of freedom and compassion. Remember, this journey is lifelong, a path of patient, kind, and persistent cultivation. There is no need for haste, no call for harsh judgment or self-criticism. Each moment of mindful presence is itself a sacred step closer to your true nature, calm, clear, and free. Beyond the individual, this meditative awareness expands to reveal the profound interconnectedness of all beings and phenomena. As your awareness deepens, you begin to perceive how your karma is woven into the karma of others, how your thoughts, words, and actions ripple outward, touching the lives of many. You see how the collective ocean of life is shaped by countless individual waves, each one influencing the whole. This expansive understanding brings both humility and empowerment. It reminds us that while we are each unique, we are also inseparable from the greater web of existence. Our awakening, then, is not solely a solitary endeavor, but a shared unfolding, a collective dance of compassion, healing, and liberation. May this practice of mindful meditation and reflection bring you clarity, peace, and deep compassion as you continue on this sacred journey of awakening. As we delve ever more deeply into the intimate mystery of our existence, we come face to face with one of the most profound and personal questions a seeker can ask. Why this body? Why was I born into this particular form? This question invites us not only to contemplate the physical vessel that carries our consciousness through this life, but also to explore the karmic and spiritual dimensions that shape the unique characteristics of our being. Every body we inhabit is a remarkable and intricate expression of countless causes and conditions woven together through the ongoing fabric of karma. It reflects the accumulation of past actions, intentions, and experiences, both conscious and unconscious, that shape the very foundation of our current life. Yet the body is more than mere flesh and bone. It is a sacred temple, a precious home for the mind and spirit, and a vital vehicle through which we engage with the world, practice compassion, and realize awakening. Imagine for a moment a master artisan working with clay. The shape, texture, and color of each vessel that emerges are never random. Each pot or bowl is formed through careful molding, intentional design, and an intimate relationship with the raw material. Similarly, your body, its strengths, its vulnerabilities, its distinct features and sensations is the result of a karmic blueprint uniquely your own. It is an invitation to profound understanding, reverence, and care. To bring this teaching to life, let me share with you the story of a young woman named Amara. Amara was born with a physical disability that limited her mobility. From early childhood, she faced challenges that set her apart from many of her peers. The world around her often viewed her body as a limitation, a source of difficulty, or even something to be pitied or overlooked. Yet within Amara, a quiet flame of resilience burned. She chose to see her body not as a burden, but as a precious vessel and a wise teacher. One day, while meditating alone by a tranquil river, Amara had a profound insight. She realized deeply that her body was not a random accident or misfortune, but rather a meaningful expression of the karmic seeds sown in past lives and the present moment. It was a karmic gift carefully fashioned to offer her unique opportunities for growth, learning, and compassion. Her disability, far from being a curse, became a doorway to profound wisdom and an empathetic heart, connecting her deeply with others who suffered and struggled. With this awakening, Amara embraced her body fully and lovingly. She cared for it with tenderness and gratitude, honoring the sacredness of the form she was given. Through her example, she inspired countless others, becoming a beacon of hope, courage, and strength within her community. This story gently encourages us to approach our own bodies with the same reverence and curiosity. Often, we become so accustomed to the presence of our physical form that we forget it is a sacred vessel, a living temple that houses our consciousness, emotions, and spirit. Instead of resisting, rejecting, or resenting aspects of ourselves, we are invited to embark on a gentle and compassionate inquiry. What lessons does my body offer me? How does it reflect the karmic seeds I carry within? How can I honor and nurture this sacred vessel with kindness and mindfulness? This inquiry is not a one-time event, but a lifelong conversation, a practice of deep listening and attentive care. Our bodies speak to us in countless subtle ways, through sensations, aches, tensions, or moments of ease and comfort. They reflect not only our current physical health, but also the echoes of past experiences, emotions held in muscle and tissue, and the imprint of karmic forces shaped across time. Approaching the body with reverence means cultivating a relationship of respect and gratitude, recognizing it as a precious gift and a foundation for our spiritual journey. Within Buddhist philosophy, the body is often described metaphorically as a raft or vehicle that supports the journey toward liberation. This metaphor reminds us of the body's impermanence, subject to change, aging, and eventually passing away, yet also affirms its essential role in our path. Just as a raft carries a traveler safely across turbulent waters, but is not the destination itself, the body carries our awareness through the currents of life. It is simultaneously fragile and strong, temporary and precious. This dual nature calls us to treat the body with the utmost respect and care. Understanding the karmic roots and spiritual significance of our physical form allows us to cultivate a deep acceptance and love for ourselves. This acceptance extends outward, inviting us to extend compassion toward all beings who share the universal experience of embodiment. Recognizing that everyone carries their own unique karmic imprint within their bodies fosters empathy and connection, dissolving barriers of judgment and separation. Let us now engage in a meditation practice designed to deepen this sacred connection with the body. Find a comfortable posture, whether sitting on a cushion chair or lying down, that allows your body to settle naturally and comfortably. Close your eyes softly, if you feel inclined, and gently bring your attention to the breath flowing in and out of your lungs, the subtle expansion and contraction of your chest and belly. Let your breath be smooth, natural, and effortless, neither forced nor shallow. Begin a slow, mindful scan of your body from head to toe. Notice areas of ease and comfort, as well as places where tension, discomfort, or pain may be present. Rather than reacting with aversion or judgment, simply observe these sensations with gentle and non-judgmental awareness. Allow your breath to soften any tightness, releasing resistance and inviting relaxation. Feel how each exhale creates a little more space within your body, a little more ease and calm. As you breathe in silently, offer gratitude for this miraculous body that carries you through life, its strength, resilience, and capacity to experience the world. As you breathe out, release any harsh judgments, criticisms, or negative feelings you may hold toward your body. Let these judgments dissolve like mist in the morning sun, replaced by kindness and acceptance. Now invite a quiet question into your heart. What messages does my body hold for me? How can I nurture and honor it with kindness and care? Rest deeply in this awareness, embracing the sacredness of your physical form. Feel the pulse of life within you, the interconnectedness of body, breath, and mind. As your meditation draws to a close, consider the vast mystery contained within this body, a vessel shaped by countless past moments, karmic threads, and present choices. Recognize that this form is your companion, on the path both fragile and strong, a source of wisdom and connection. It carries memories and stories you may not fully understand, yet inviting you to unfold them gently, with patience and love. This intimate understanding invites you to live with greater compassion for yourself and others, honoring the profound interconnectedness of body, mind, and spirit. It calls you to a way of being that embraces all aspects of your existence, light and shadow, joy and sorrow, health and illness, with equal reverence. May this reflection deepen your connection to the miraculous gift of your body and inspire compassionate care on your spiritual journey. As we reach the final section of this profound journey together, we find ourselves at a moment of gentle preparation, a sacred invitation to ready ourselves for the transformation that lies ahead. This transformation is not an abstract concept or a distant future event. It is the natural unfolding of your own awakening, manifesting gradually with every breath, every choice, and every moment of mindful presence. It is the blossoming of the seeds that have been planted and nurtured along this path, nurtured by your growing wisdom, compassion, and steadfast intention. The path before you is at once simple and deeply profound. It calls for patience, courage, and openness, qualities that gently steady the heart amid uncertainty and change. This path is not a hurried race towards some far-off goal, but a steady, mindful walking upon the very ground beneath your feet. It is a sacred dance with the present moment, inviting you to fully embrace what is here and now with kindness and curiosity. There will be challenges. Old habits may arise, doubts may cloud your mind, fears may whisper shadows. Yet these are not obstacles to stop your progress. Rather, they are opportunities, signposts along the way, encouraging you to deepen your practice, refine your awareness, and cultivate compassion for yourself and others. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast ancient forest, just as dawn begins to break. The early light filters softly through the towering trees, casting a warm, golden glow upon the path that winds into the depths beyond. The air is fresh, filled with the earthy scent of moss and blossoming flowers, alive with the gentle sounds of awakening life. With each step you take, the forest slowly reveals its beauty, mysteries, and lessons. You do not rush. You breathe deeply, steadily, and walk with reverence and gentle curiosity. So too does your path of transformation unfold gradually, patiently, beautifully. It is an invitation to fully inhabit each moment, to meet yourself with kindness and courage, and to trust that every breath holds the potential for awakening. Allow me to share a story that beautifully illustrates this spirit of readiness and patient transformation. In an ancient monastery perched high in the mountains lived a novice monk named Kiran. Filled with longing for awakening, Kiran often felt overwhelmed by his own impatience and self-doubt. He wished for rapid progress and clear signs of spiritual growth. Noticing this, the elder abbot gave him a simple but profound task to water a small sapling every day. At first, Kiran felt frustrated. The sapling was tiny and fragile, its growth imperceptible. He questioned the value of such a humble task, yearning for grander achievements. But as days turned into weeks, Kiran began to notice the subtle changes, the sapling's roots growing deeper, its leaves unfurling with new life, its steady reach toward the sun. The abbot smiled knowingly and said, "Awakening is like this sapling. It requires steady care, patience, and trust. You prepare the soil, water it with kindness, and give it space to grow in its own time." Inspired by this teaching, Kiran learned to embrace the journey without rushing. He found joy in the small, consistent acts of practice that nourish transformation, and realized that awakening unfolds according to its own natural rhythm, beyond the grasp of haste or expectation. This story beautifully reflects the true essence of preparing for the path ahead, a path of transformation that is not a single event or sudden burst of insight, but rather a gradual, continuous, and gentle tending of the mind, body, and heart. True transformation unfolds like the careful nurturing of a delicate sapling, requiring patience, compassion, and steady persistence over time. It invites us to cultivate an attitude of kindness toward ourselves, especially in moments when we feel fragile or imperfect, and to understand that awakening is a process, not a race. In our fast-paced world, it is easy to expect quick results, to seek immediate change, and become discouraged when progress appears slow or invisible. Yet the wisdom of the spiritual journey reminds us that growth is often invisible at first, like seeds lying quietly beneath the soil, hidden from view, but actively gathering strength. These seeds, planted through daily acts of awareness, kindness, and intention, are quietly germinating, preparing to blossom into the rich and vibrant flowers of insight, compassion, and freedom. As you prepare to continue your own unique journey, hold this profound understanding close to your heart. Every step you take, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, carries deep meaning. Even the softest footprints leave marks in the sands of your path. Trust that these small actions and moments of presence accumulate over time, weaving together to create a life imbued with awakening and peace. Let us now enter a meditation practice designed to embody this spirit of preparation, patience, and nurturing a moment to anchor ourselves in the steady unfolding of transformation. Begin by finding a comfortable seat, allowing your body to settle naturally. Close your eyes softly if you feel called to do so, and bring your awareness gently to the breath, the effortless rhythm of inhalation and exhalation. Notice the rising and falling of your chest or abdomen, the coolness of the air entering your nostrils, and the warmth as you breathe out. Allow your breath to serve as an anchor to the present moment, inviting calm, steadiness, and centeredness. With each inhale, imagine yourself watering the tender sapling of awakening that grows within your heart. Visualize your breath as life-giving water flowing gently down into the roots of this inner plant, nourishing it with clarity, compassion, and strength. With each exhale, release any doubts, fears, impatience, or self-judgment you may be holding. Allow these burdens to flow away softly, like fallen leaves drifting downstream on a quiet river. Silently repeat these affirmations to yourself. I prepare my heart and mind for transformation. I walk this path with patience, courage, and love. Let these words sink deeply into your being, filling you with calm confidence and gentle determination. Feel them resonate within your bones, your heart, your very breath. Remember, the path of awakening is uniquely your own, a sacred and mysterious unfolding guided by your deepest intentions, your lived experiences, and your abiding love for life itself. It is not a path to be hurried or forced, but one to be trusted and embraced with open arms. Trust in the process unfolding within you. Trust in your capacity to grow, heal, and awaken moment by moment. Transformation often feels subtle. It may manifest as a quiet softening of the heart, a gentle increase in patience, a deepening of insight during meditation, or a newfound compassion toward yourself and others. Celebrate these small victories. They are the petals opening on the flower of your spiritual journey. May this reflection bring you profound peace and inspiration. May it awaken within you a profound sense of readiness and trust as you step with grace into the unfolding mystery of your life, knowing that every breath and every moment is an opportunity for renewal and awakening. As we gently draw this sacred journey to a close, Let us take a moment to reflect on the path we have traveled together, a path woven with stories, reflections, and practices that invite us into deeper understanding of why we inhabit this body, and how the Buddha's timeless wisdom offers guidance and liberation. Throughout this journey, we have explored the profound nature of karma, not as a fixed fate, but as a living, dynamic process that unfolds with freedom and responsibility. We have seen how our bodies and minds are shaped by past causes, yet hold infinite potential for transformation in the present moment. We have learned to embrace compassion toward ourselves and others, to release blame, and to nurture seeds of kindness, patience, and wisdom. This path is not linear or neat. It is filled with challenges and surprises, moments of doubt and moments of great clarity. But in every step, there is the opportunity to awaken more fully to our true nature, calm, clear, compassionate, and free. Remember the gentle words of the Buddha. You yourself must strive. The Buddhas only point the way. You are the artist of your own awakening, the gardener tending your inner field. With each breath, each choice, each act of awareness, you move closer to the radiant freedom that lies within. So now, as you rest in this moment, feel the quiet strength that arises from knowing you are exactly where you need to be. Allow a deep sense of gratitude to fill your heart for your body, your breath, your journey. Carry this peace with you as you move forward. Let it guide your actions and soften your thoughts. Let it inspire you to live with mindfulness, courage, and loving kindness each day. May your path be blessed with clarity and compassion. May your awakening be gentle and steady. And may you find joy in the simple, sacred moments of your life. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. May you walk forward in peace, with a heart open and free. Sweet dreams.